We are going to play. Kyle is famous. Okay, start. Kyle wakes up. He is famous. Kyle is host of the most popular talk show in recent memory, Stay Up Late with Kyle. Stay Up Late with Kyle has grown in popularity quickly in the last year, and the public has noticed. Inside has called Kyle a most excellent dumpy white man. Top Tech noted that Kyle is inspiring youth to explore STEM fields. Most other talk shows are dedicated to discussing Kyle and his personal details. Most online videos are best of clips taken from Kyle's latest broadcast. The Eye of the World is upon Kyle. Tonight is Kyle's most important guest interview yet. Stay Up Late with Kyle will be featuring Rachel May. She is a kind and lovely philanthropist. She is dear to the hearts of many. This interview requires preparation. Kyle cracked his eyes open, knowing today is his last chance to prepare for the interview. Kyle has 30 hours left. He must choose his actions wisely. Oh, God. Kyle's first decision of the morning was made wisely. Wither away, exit the bed. Kyle exited his bed and took a quick glance around his room. Opened the closet, sit at the desk, scavenge. Kyle made his way over to his desk and sat down. Let's write notes. Kyle wrote down his first question. Are you a mother? Am I a mother? Is your mother a mother? What the fuck? Those are bad questions. Kyle wrote down his second question. What are some diet tips? Beef, mashed or blended? Kyle wrote down his third question. What's your funniest story? Kyle wrote down his last question. What's your guilty pleasure? Do you feel guilty? Are you guilty? Oh, God. Okay. Kyle ripped his page of notes out of the notebook and got it from the desk. Kyle opened up the side drawer on his desk and grabbed one of the items stored there. Let's grab a key. Back to the desk. Back to the room. Oh, wait. Or can you grab more than one? You can grab all of it. Okay, so we'll go back to the room. Now let's open the closet. Kyle opened the closet. It was dark and could only really see his hanging shirts. Choose an outfit. Kyle decided to take some time to choose the perfect outfit, knowing how important appearance is. Slick suit of armor, skunk pasties, jeans, and swimming goggles. Let's go with a suit. Kyle miraculously crammed his dumpy body into the suit. The chest pockets were filled with random knickknacks. Okay. And I guess we're going to scavenge. Kyle quickly crouched down on the floor, realizing his immediate need for gossip. Kyle firmly pressed his ear into the carpet, hoping to hear some stray words from the neighbors below. I heard Rachel May is going on a trip out of the country soon. Oh, girlfriend, tell me more. Well, what I will tell you is that every night I don a mask that looks like a bug and fight misdoers. There was a stunned silence. Then a door opened and someone exited the neighbor's apartment. That's quite enough. We're gonna exit. Kyle walked into the small hallway that connects the rooms of his apartment together. Kyle walks over to the strange door in the hallway, but found quickly that it was locked from the inside. Okay, we'll go back. Let's leave, because we only have an hour. Kyle hurried to the set. Sitting across from his host chair was a glamorous woman with an air of genuine. As Kyle approached her, Rachel looked up and smiled. Good evening, Kyle, she said, looking him in the eyes. I've been looking forward to being here. Kyle responded. Scream and spin in circles. Or answer politely. And I as well, Rachel, answered Kyle, extending his hand in greeting. You are a most welcome guest. Shake hands. And after another mild exchange of pleasantries, Kyle and Rachel were prompted to take their places for the broadcast. A moment after seating, the studio lights brightened and the cameras clicked on. Gossip about neighbor. Start broadcast. Good evening, everyone, said Kyle, looking at the camera. Welcome back to Stay Up Late with Kyle. Tonight, I have the pleasure of interviewing the lovely Rachel May, who needs no more introduction. Kyle motioned to Rachel, who smiled and waved at the camera. Hello, Kyle, she said. I'm glad to be here. In response, Kyle collapsed on the floor. From a combination of stressful preparation and not eating anything, Kyle passed out. Nobody in the studio quite knew what to do with him. They began to poke Kyle in the back to see if he moved. After a while, they ended the broadcast, shut off the lights, and went home. Kyle was left face first on the floor. Kyle prepared by starving himself. Alright, so if you guys don't know, there's 21 endings. So we have 20 more endings to find. Kyle, it wakes up. He is fame. Okay, we're going to skip that. His first decision is to exit the bed. We're going to... scavenge. No, back to... We're running out of time. Choose an outfit, the suit, back to the room, sit at the desk, check the drawer, take the key, back to the desk, check the thing, take the change, back to the desk, write the notes. Oh no! Now we gotta do it again. Exit the bed. So open the closet, choose an outfit, slick suit, back to the room, sit at the desk, check the drawer, take the key, back to the desk, check the drawer, get the change, back to the desk, write your notes. Are you a mother? Yeah, what's your funniest story? Back to the okay. Back to the room. Bugs. Oh, I didn't mean... Oh, so when he had a small handful of various insects dead and alive, eat them. Carl threw back his head and crammed the sticky, wriggling mass into his mouth. He felt refreshed. Oh, God. Okay. Scavenge. Can we listen to gossip? It's all going to say the same thing, right? Okay. I don't think there was anything else. Yeah, we gotta go to the set. Same thing. Answer politely. Shake hands. Okay, so we're gonna start the broadcast. Good morning, everyone. Okay, we did this. Ran into Kyle vomited all of the horrible things he had eaten earlier onto the floor. Rachel looked at Kyle concerned, gave a couple coughs, and decided to play it cool and keep the show running. Kyle stopped, then vomited again, then continued with a shaky voice. Tonight I have the pleasure of interviewing the lovely Rachel May, who needs no more introduction. Kyle motioned to Rachel, who smiled and waved. Okay. Well, I'm sure we'll have a lot to discuss, so we might as well dive right in. I'm very ready, said Rachel with a smile. Kyle produced the notes he'd taken earlier. What's your funniest story? You've been involved in a lot of different things, but what's your funniest story? Well, that's a great question, Kyle, said Rachel. I think the story I always remember is the first time I tried to make dinner for my family. In the soup I made, I swapped out the water with milk and tipped the whole jar of salt in the pot. While my family was sick from trying to eat it, I swiped their things and locked myself in my room. Rachel laughed elegantly. Kyle decided to move on. Beef, mashed or blended? A burning question from the fans. Beef. Do you prefer it mashed or blended? Rachel answered quickly and honestly, mashed. And no more was said on that matter. He asked another one. We all have one. What's your guilty pleasure? Oh, well, that's an easy answer. Dipping pickles in chocolate sauce. You are a disgusting individual. It might sound strange, but it's tangy and sweet at the same time. I eat it far too often. Oh, I gotta answer another Rachel, I and many others would love to know, are you a mother? Well, being a single woman with a career, that's not something that has crossed my mind. Rachel smiled genuinely at Kyle. Very reasonable indeed, said Kyle. He referenced his paper of questions. After reading his final question, Kyle looked up from his paper. Well, Rachel, I think that's all I was planning on asking you. If that's the case, Kyle, may I ask you something in return? Do you prepare for your interviews in advance? Because you seem very together. Before Kyle could answer, the camera shut down. The broadcast was over. Kyle returned home knowing the interview had gone well. But as he lay in bed and drifted to sleep, he felt that perhaps something was still missing. Oh, Kyle prepared very well. I did it. Whoop, 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 whoop. I did it. I wonder how many endings obviously there's 19 more endings, but wither away. Kyle decided to stay put and wither away. Kyle withered successfully and died. Shucks. Kyle is now a ghost. This does not relieve him of his responsibilities. We're a ghost. Get out of bed anyway. Kyle exited his bed and took a quick glance around his bedroom. Okay. What if we don't prepare? Kyle began to comb through the damp piles of filth and mold on his floor in search of helpful items. After finding and eating a few bits of crumbs and old cheese, Kyle found something much more important. Indeed, it was the corpse of Harry, a friend that had gone missing years ago while at Kyle's house. Kyle was glad to see him again, but was unsure whether to interrupt such an important day with Harry business. Kyle hoisted Harry onto his shoulder and took him outside. Kyle began dragging Harry's body down the street, drawing many, many stairs. Kyle knew exactly where he needed to take Harry's corpse on a lovely playdate, just the two of them. Kyle and Harry started at the arcade. Kyle used Harry's arms to operate the joysticks and push buttons. After 5 or 6 different games, the two friends had enough tickets for a single candy bar. They took their prize to the local park for eating. Kyle tried to feed some of the chocolate bar to Harry, but Harry seemed to not have an appetite. After eating, Kyle noticed a nearby playground. He dragged Harry over. Kyle tried to figure out a way to swing Harry on the swing set, but lacking the ability to grip, Harry kept falling out. Instead, Kyle started to lug Harry to the top of the slide and shove him down time and time again. Finally, Kyle took Harry to the movies to see as many popular films as their pocket change allowed. Kyle quickly found that he had no pocket change, so he searched through Harry's corpse until he found his wallet. Kyle bought 2 tickets to A Love Romance. After getting inside, Kyle left Harry to go find the restroom. By the time Kyle had finished using the restroom, he had forgotten that he brought Harry along. Kyle watched A Love Romance by himself. Harry's corpse sat on a bench in the atrium. While Kyle was in the movie, a beautiful thing happened. Harry's corpse, imbued with the power of friendship and love, was reanimated. Harry's old rotten flesh gained color and life. His fingernails regrew. His missing eye came back. By the time the movie was over, Harry was able to greet Kyle with a large, friendly hug as his old self. Kyle was confused but delighted that his long-lost friend met him on his way out of the theater. The two made plans to get drinks together and parted ways for the day. Kyle returned home, forgetting about the interview with Rachel. Kyle helped a friend. What? Okay, so that's... that's only 3 out of 21 endings. We're gonna skip that. Wither away. So he dies. I wonder what this... Oh, there's a flashlight now. Oh, what? Check the door. Take the small key. Okay, back to desk. Back to room. We're not choosing an outfit. Well, I guess we could choose an outfit. We're kind of wasting time. Skunk pasties. Kyle chose the pasties made of mashed skunk flesh. Getting the slimy garments to stay proved difficult, so Kyle opted to stick them to his body with hot glue. Okay. Well, now he's dead, so I guess you don't have to do that. Float through as a ghost. Kyle uses ghostly powers to walk straight through the door. Kyle found himself in the room. He stashed the various items sent to him by fans. Check supernatural artifact. Get laser claymore. Check the sewing machine. This is one of the many mysterious artifacts Kyle has been sent over the years. Smash it. Kyle hurried to the set. Per normal, he ceased to be a ghost before he arrived. Sitting across from his host chair was a glamorous woman with an air of genuine better. As Kyle approached her, Rachel looked up and smiled. Good evening, Kyle. Scream and spin in circles. Kyle started to stretch out his arms wide, tilted his head upwards, and was interrupted by his producer telling him and Rachel that it was time to start the show. Damn. A moment after seating and studio lights brightened and the cameras clicked on. Good evening, everyone. Tonight I have the pleasure of interviewing the lovely Rachel May. Hello, Kyle. I'm glad to be here. In response, Kyle collapsed on the floor from a... Okay, so we got the same ending. Starving himself. We're skipping that. Okay, let's wither away. Again. Sit at the desk. Check the drawer. Grab the key. Back to the desk. Back to the room. Exit the bedroom to the hallway. Check the locked door. Float through it as a ghost. Go inside. Check the sewing machine. Kyle looked over to the dilapidated sewing machine. Its box was only half removed. Okay, check that. Grab the artifact. Get the laser claymore. Expecting a battle, Kyle grabbed the laser claymore. Okay. I'm down. Okay. Kyle found himself in the room. Oh, that was back to that. Oh, shit. I just wasted 2 hours. Do we need anything? Open the fridge. Eat the fridge. Eat the condiments. Prepare breakfast. Kyle constructed a breakfast of poached eggs and toast. Eat it. Thoughtfully enjoying every bite, he felt refreshed. Okay, so now you won't starve. So there's that. And you won't vomit the bugs. Pantry door locked, creaked as if it hadn't moved for years, but eventually opened. Instead of an assortment of canned goods, Kyle's pantry stored his massive amount of bottled lard. Ignore the pantry for now. Grab a bottle of lard. Kyle hurries to the set. Okay, sitting across. Da-da-da-da-da. Oh, we can throw it at her. As she approached to shake his hand, Kyle produced the supernatural artifact and winged it at Rachel's face. Within moments, the artifact colliding with her head, Rachel started to turn into a lizard demon. Rachel began to cause destruction, tipping over lights and causing crew members to scatter. Kyle, realizing the disaster he had caused, decided it was up to him to tame the monster. Throw crew members at the monster, throw self at the monster. Throwing crew members. Kyle started to grab nearby crew members and hurled them at Rachel. The crew members rebounded off of Rachel on all sides, causing little to no damage to her or themselves. In lizard demon rage, Rachel rushed at Kyle and drove him into the opposing wall, face first. She began to pound Kyle's face into the wall repeatedly, littering it with head-sized holes. Kyle had been having... he knew exactly what to do. Balling his fist, Kyle began to punch himself in the stomach repeatedly, causing loud gurgles and pops. But we have the laser claymore! Kyle's strategy did not help. He continued to be mashed into the wall. After a period of time, the artifact lodged in Rachel's face came loose and fell to the floor. Rachel immediately turned into her normal human self. The studio, now in shambles, flicked to life. The broadcast had started automatically. Kyle, unable to move properly, became aware that eyes of many were upon him. Kyle tried to address the audience, but instead spewed some mixture of breakfast and phlegm and chunks off wall. Kyle's spewing video became a very hot meme. Online personalities used it to express distaste about social issues. Teenagers sent it to each other about homework amounts. Rachel's broadcast was rescheduled for the following week. Fans complained about not being able to see Rachel's face as she wore protective headgear the entire time. Rachel prepared by being a lizard. Why do we have the lard? That's kind of interesting.